this is the one thing that will bring you everything else. I just want to talk today about something which I've not spoken about for a while, but which is the one thing that I think is the most important. All of the other videos and things I speak about come as a result of reaching this state of presence, of reaching the state where you can observe your mind, and observing the mind is the key to being present. However, the mind doesn't have much interest in being present, and so I know that this topic doesn't appeal as much as other topics, which is a shame because this is the one thing that will bring you everything else. But sometimes we have to go the long way round. But for any of you that do want the shortcut to being able to manifest like that, to being able to live peacefully and happily, and for the most part stress-free, like, let's remember life is always going to be like this. But when you have those downs and you are able to find the positives in them and remain level-headed throughout that, that is just amazing. You know, when you have one of the toughest years of your life and yet you have this inner peace and clarity and stillness, which you know yourself to be, it's just amazing. And I just want all of you to have that, because I know that's what you are, and I know that's what you should be living as. And so I just want to talk a little bit today about finding presence through observing your mind. There are many ways to bring yourself to the present moment, but the one thing that often interferes being present is the mind. And so once we begin to detach ourselves from our mind, or at least create some kind of separation so that we can pick and choose when we want to be with it, then that is not going to distract us from presence. Because if we are associated with the mind at all times, the moment it comes in, we're going to be there. And the mind is always some kind of duality. There's never just the mind. There's always you and the mind. Mind is duality. Mind only exists within duality, and it only exists within some kind of time as well. Whereas presence is eternal and infinite, limitless, timeless. Presence just is. The mind is always about something. It might be about the past, it might be about the future, it might be an opinion about now, but it is always duality. Whenever mind is there, there is duality. When there's duality, presence is very difficult. So why would we want to observe the mind? I'm guessing if you're here, you already know this. You already have some kind of need or desire to observe the mind. Do you perhaps realize that the mind is what causes you suffering? When you actually look at it and think about it, it's not so much the situations, the circumstances that cause us the suffering. It is the mind and the thoughts that we have about it. Without those thoughts, there just is whatever is occurring. There's no perspective of it that can be distraught, that can be stressed, that can be unhappy, that can be trying to control it. All of that comes from the mind. So when we can learn to detach from the mind, stress will be relieved, depression will be relieved, unhappiness will be relieved. Anything you can think of like that will be relieved, but peace will be there, stillness will be there, a wider, expansive perspective and understanding of all and everything will be there. And that is the place where life is its most beautiful, and also where life is its most abundant. It just is abundance. It is abundant. Everything will flow to you. Everything will be there when you're in that state. It's a high vibrational state. Peace, stillness is the highest vibrational state. Even that of love is chaotic. Love is beautiful, but also love can be pain. Love is strong. Love is very strong and passionate. It's not as higher vibrational as peace and stillness. So understand that your mind does cause a lot of the unhappiness and stress and things that you want to get rid of. And then we just perpetuate that. What you focus on expands. When you're caught up through the mind and thinking like that, when you cannot detach and look at your thoughts, you are viewing from a very limited perspective. And from a limited perspective, you get a limited perspective, and that just perpetuates. When you step back and you know that that is just a thought, and you know that you are more than that, you know that you are this expansive, limitless presence and awareness, these thoughts don't hold that much power at all. They hold no power. In fact, until you give them attention, they hold no power. So if this kind of resonates with you, and if you want to reach this point, it really is so simple to observe your mind. Because you're already doing it. You already know what you're thinking. Or rather, you already know that you are thinking. But if you are thinking, what is this? And so there are a couple of other videos I've done where I talk about specific techniques that you can use to start observing your mind, to start creating that detachment. So I will link these up here. Very simple exercises that you can do that will really help you. But I just wanted to touch on this today to bring us back to the baseline, to bring us back down to zero. Because for some people, affirmations, learning about law of attraction, that kind of thing is what brings them down to this baseline. For some of us, myself included, we go in at this baseline and then everything else fills around us. And so every now and then I will want to bring us back to here. I will want to bring you back to presence. Because the affirmations work and are incredibly powerful. But they are most powerful when they are listened to from a place of presence, of stillness, of peace. Because from there you have an empty cup which you can fill up. I've also spoken about how you can transcend conditioned ways of thinking. Because I believe there are two ways to do this. One involves a lot of work, a lot of counseling, a lot of psychology, a lot of unpicking and unraveling, or the route I took, which I found to be quicker and more effective. The others, people tried with me, they didn't work. This worked instantly. And that is just to transcend it. So there's a video up here about transcending the conditioned ways of thinking. Jump straight up there so you can see them all, and then you can unravel them. And that, for me, was so much more effective than unraveling from down here when you don't have that higher perspective, when you don't have that expansiveness and that capacity to see and understand more. And this might sound a bit out there, but it is possible for all of you. Like you are all already this, and it is so easy to come here and be here and see everything. If I didn't know it was possible like that for every single one of you, I wouldn't be doing this. But I've worked with people and I've had people where it has been like that. For me, it was like that. And you think, that's too good to be true, it can't stay like that. And yeah, like I said before, we have our ups and downs, but fundamentally, that stillness, that peace is your baseline, that's you, that's where you are. So I think that's kind of all I really wanted to say today. I just wanted to drop something to remind us all that we are peace. We are peaceful love. We are high vibe. We are naturally high vibe. This is what we are. And if we can come to this baseline, everything else will be fine. So thank you so much for watching. If you did get any kind of value at all from this, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. My only mission is to help you find peace, find happiness, find fulfillment, find abundance, because I know that is you. I know that you can all have it because you are it. And so if that is something you're interested in, please do subscribe if you haven't already, and remember to ring the bell, and then you won't miss any of these uploads. Much love, namaste, I will see you soon.